less tidy. It's pretty strong once you've got it all together. I had one like this, and I had it, in fact I only got rid of it a few months ago. Really nice, and it looks pretty. Anyway, for this you need to cut 5 pieces of card. It needs to be quite strong. Other than that, if you haven't got any strong card, is to glue 2 pieces of A4 together and do the cutting out, or A3, whatever you've got. But it needs to be at least 260 to 300 grams. So now the scoring on this is all done. I use this scoreboard, so this goes that way along, but some scoreboard you score from that side along. But whichever way, it roughly works out the same. So you need to score at, I'll do this bit again. You score at 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. And then you turn the card round and you score, doesn't matter which side, 1 3/4 from the top to the bottom down. Then you turn your card around and you cut 1/2 inch off the end. You cut the bottom piece and angle it like that, and take a little piece off the top as well. This just keeps it looking neat. So you've then got that. You then cut up each of those creases to the bottom score mark, like so. Hope you can see that. So you get that. Yeah. Cut each 3 of those up. So that you've got your pieces like so. Now then, you fold all these over and score really well with your bone folder. Score all your creases the same, really well. Making sure at the same time that everything lines up at the top so it's smooth. And once you've done that, you turn in your first flap there. Now you can use red tape, but I find wet glue takes a little bit longer, but I find you get a better, I wouldn't say a better hold, but it doesn't come unstuck if it gets too hot or too damp. Now when you put these on, make sure that you fold them really well and that they're square with each other so that you get a sturdy bottom. And then you go along and you do each one. I know it's not the normal way to do a box, but okay, push it in and push it down, making sure as much as you can that it's nice. And you now have your box. Ensure that's nice and tight. Now with this flap, normally you would put that inside, but on this occasion, because I want it to look nice and neat inside, and this is going to be covered, you need to put this on the outside. Okay, so you've got your first box. Now you make 5 of these, 5 of the 5 1/2 and 5 of the 4 1/2. So, and then what you do, I've already done mine, you then stick them together. I've got one more to put on so that they're, I mean, that is really solid. So what you do, make sure this bit is to the back like so. Keep going out of shot, I'm sorry. I prefer the overhead cam really. So you then stick that to there, making sure it's all level at the front like that, and squeeze it, hold it, squeeze it, make sure ends are all sticking in nicely. Okay, then you've got 5 boxes. If you find the little bit not, just stick a bit of glue, because you're not, apart from the fact this dries clear, or whatever you use. I mean, if you use your red tape, make sure you put it right up to the edge. So you glue, just put a bit of glue down there, and it just makes sure that you've got it all really stuck together at the front, like so. There's your 5. And this one, again, make sure your little bit is at the back. Sorry, I've written all over this one, but it doesn't really matter. There you go. Just make sure they're nice and even at the top there, so that you've got a nice down. Then what you do, this one I would put a bit of, on the back of the 4.5, I would put a piece along the bottom. Any tape, it gives it a bit of strength, a bit more strength, and right on the edge at the top, make sure you press it down thoroughly, because just laying it doesn't always stick. I remove that, make sure your bits are in there. Okay, now I would put more glue on top of that red tape, and then all over your box. Stand that down so that when you put them together, they're equal. Make sure you push all into the where you put the tape, because that gives you that extra bit of support. Underneath, push it all together. You've there got the base of what you want to do. Now what I do is I cut a piece of, it's black, but I didn't have any strong white left, so I stand that on there, line it up, because measuring's okay, but I find this is better, you get a better fit. Line it up, pencil mark where it comes, where your pencil marks are. Line it up with your, there's my pencil mark, can you see? Line it up, make sure you push that right up, because then you get a good fits to the bottom of your box, your boxes neatly. I should do. Stick that. And stick that on there. That gives it some. So now you can press it from inside to get a shape at the top. I took a piece of printing paper. This piece is 7.5 deep by the width of whatever your boxes are, and you stick that on the back. But before you stick it, you need to cut a fancy shape on the head of the card. You don't have to, but I mean you can if you want. Just corner it with a corner chump. I did mine, what I did, I drew it out on a bit of paper, and work out the middle of your card, and you'll need to bring the, a bit further, just curve the ends and bring it in and make a piece like so, and just cut your, just do it freehand, and as long as you've got each side the same, it doesn't really matter. So you've then got a piece of card. Put your piece on there. This is if you want to do this, but you could always use a nice decorative punch across the top, or anything. Do whatever you feel comfortable doing. But then I penciled round that. See, let's see if I can cut it out for you. So then I just cut round a better. Anyway, that's what I ended up with. So anyway, you then stick that to the back of your boxes, so that you've got a nice neat back. I don't bother decorating that because that's against the wall, so it's a bit waste of decorative paper. So I just the same again, push against your inner boxes just to make sure. Do it that way. Push against them to the back using your hand, and there you've got your box ready to decorate. This is how I decorated mine. I just put the papers around the side, inked them like I do. I made some flowers, as you can see, some little roses and some little spiky ones. I cut out some of the embellishments in the papers that you know, just little flowers, and I cut the embellishments out of the paper. There's a hat, there's a handbag, and there's a hat boxes, suitcases, and hat boxes, and a dress form. I don't know whether that's back to front. I'm looking at it back to front. I don't know whether it is, but it says big things have small beginnings. So I don't know why, I just like the phrase. That one there says the joy of dressing is an art. Anyway, that's what I've done. I'm going to be decorating this one with, it's called Scrap Boys. It's called Scrap Boys, and it's called, you see, it's called Dream Garden. It's really pretty. You've got all the elements you cut out on the first page. And then you've got two of each. You've got old-fashioned writing, and that actually they'd make absolutely lovely scrapbook pages as well. Which is probably why it's called Scrap Boys. You get two of those. You get two like this, which is cherubs and swirls and stuff. That has got flowers around with the wooden, and on the bottom of all these it's got these that you can use at some point. Happy anniversary, happy birthday, best wishes for you, and love. And I also cut out where it says dream to put on one of my projects. You get two of those. You get this one that's got all sort of writing, shabby chicy, and you've got that. Fussy cut that out and put a picture, some extra flowers, and decoupage them up. What a lovely scrap page. That's really nice. Wish I had a little girl. I might put one of my mum and dad in that. That again, the same one. This one's got bike wheels and flowers, and wild roses, and I think they're wild roses, or I don't know what they're called, but they're nice, and wood in the background. You get two of those also. This one's got like I don't know, it's just all you can see it's all shabby chicy, and it's got all frames and flowers that you can cut out, fussy cut, my favourite thing to do. you get 2 of those. You get this one that's all crackled on wood. That make a nice mixed media page actually. And on the back of there you've just got bunches of roses. And then that's it. And I'm going to be covering my box with some of those, which I will put at the end of the film when I've done it. I've cut out quite a lot of pieces to use as my fussy cuts. I shall mount them on a bit of, knowing me, probably black, or might do it on white, but white doesn't show up, so I should probably do it on black. Remember to ink all your edges, because when you ink something, much neater when it's inked. I just think it makes it pop. This is, you'll see all these because I'm going to be putting them on my box. So there's another one, just a few that I haven't finished cutting out, like the flowers here. Ink, maybe not with a black, but not with an orange either. But anyway, ink them and they look better inked. So I'll cover mine and I'll be right back to show you what I've done. But it is your own, just your own way of doing things. So cover them the way you like, in the things that you like. This is another 6x6 of that Dream Garden as well. You've got the same things, only smaller. The pages are just a smaller version of what you've got in the bigger one. So my idea is, well, I'm going to be making something as well because I've got more of those, but this is not expensive. I think it's about, not 100% sure, but when I come back I'll tell you how much these are. And I get mine off Sarah Wright on Facebook. Really reasonable. I get my Stamperia pads as well from her, so look out for her. She does quite, I don't know whether she opens as a full shop. I think it's craft all day, but anyway, I'll let you know. But I'll cover my box and I'll get back to you. Bye for now.
Right. You're a little pale. The air could hardly be described as therapeutic. What school have you got Freddie down for? Sorry. One cannot get the ball rolling too soon. Oh, I see. I think you understand we're in a position to manage a private education for Freddie, but we have high hopes for the grammar school.